Alright guys, I'm coming in a bit late today. Late night gaming session. I've been playing Final Fantasy 16, so let's get into today's news. We got a little to talk about today, to be honest with you. There wasn't really much um, in the ways of news. Last week didn't seem like there was a lot worthy to talk about in video anyway. But Microsoft says that $400 PlayStation 5 Slim coming this year, maybe. Adding a further confidence to the existing rumors, Microsoft also believes that Sony is about to launch a cheaper PlayStation 5 Slim, and which the PlayStation 5 is pretty bulky, so that wouldn't be that surprising. A new slim PlayStation 5 could be released in the near future, according to the statements made by Microsoft in the court documentation for the ongoing FTC versus Microsoft trial. In a portion of the court documents where Microsoft is arguing in favor of including the Nintendo Switch as a competitor to both Xbox and PlayStation, a line makes mention of a new lower-cost PlayStation 5 model that Sony hasn't yet announced. Microsoft mentions that its competitor is planning to release a PlayStation 5 Slim later this year at the same reduced price point, referencing the cheaper digital edition of PlayStation 5, which retails currently for $400. Yeah, so $399.99 is what they mean when they say that, I guess. But we'll have to wait and see. Like, I've done so many things on so many videos and talking about next-gen refresh, mid-gen refreshes and stuff that I'm kind of done talking about it, because, if they're going to do it, now would be the time within the next 2 years, you know what I mean? 2023, 2024 would be the time to do it, because if the court documents are as they say they are, their next-gen iterations for PlayStation 6 and Xbox Series whatever for are coming out 2028 for just straight up moving on to the next generation after that. So if they're going to do mid-gen refreshes, now or the next year would be the time to do them. Otherwise, it makes no sense. This wouldn't be the first mention of PlayStation 5 Slims, with the rumors of the consoles dating back to September last year. Since then, further reports regarding the consoles and additional accessories have surfaced, with one report suggesting that Sony will launch an external Blu-ray drive alongside the console to add disc support to both the new Slim and the existing digital-only console. The report suggests that PlayStation 5 Slim will be packaged both standalone and bundled with the external drives and launched sometime in September 2023. And I did read reports about that too. That wouldn't be surprising, to be honest with you, to try to cut the cost of the console. They may decide to omit the disc drive and make it something like you can buy as a peripheral instead of putting it in the console itself. Xbox Game Pass titles for July 2023 revealed, including surprise new GTA 5 release today. So, got GTA 5's back on Game Pass for you guys that most likely have played it already. I'm joking, partially. But if you guys haven't played GTA 5 yet, I don't know what you're doing. I would assume at this point almost everybody in the world has played it. But that's just me. Xbox has announced that the next wave of Xbox Game Pass titles coming to service in July, with GTA 5 joining it once again, and a notable new Day 1 release also debuting on the service. To me, this isn't really that surprising, seeing as GTA 5's towards its end of its lifespan, so they're probably trying to get as much exposure with the title until, they're done with it, so... That's what it seems like to me in my mind, but you know what I mean? This isn't the first time GTA 5 has been on the service, but last time it was in 2021, where it was only around for 3 months. I don't know, maybe it'll be on there until GTA 6 comes out? No idea. Let's just say that they've been making some strange moves recently, from removing cars in game, like 100 plus cars, to this, so I don't know. That's just me. Although the Game Pass thing is less surprising, because they've had it on there before, but, why now, of all times? That's just something that's going on in my head, but headspace, you know what I mean? Kind of seems a bit late for promotion. That's just me. Going back. Next one. Xbox teases Gamescom plans for August. This will be a special year. Our team has been working hard on floor presence and more, Aaron Greenberg says. Xbox is coming to Gamescom in August, and company's marketing boss has begun to hype the event. Aaron Greenberg said on Twitter that Microsoft's teams have been working hard on Xbox showcase floor presence and more for this year's GameCon. Greenberg went on to say Gamescom 2023 will be a special year. He said he's excited to share more details around Xbox plans for Gamescom in the time ahead. I can't really see much that they're going to announce unless they purposely held back some reveals from not E3, but what else could they possibly show off? Microsoft held an hours-long Gamescom livestream broadcast in 2022, and it was the company's first time back at the show since 2019 due to the pandemic. There is no word yet on what to expect from Xbox at Gamescom 2023, but Greenberg says it will be a special year. Might suggest the company has some new news on tap. Alternatively, Greenberg may simply be doing his job, which is to hype most everything that the Xbox does. Gamescom will also feature Microsoft's subsidiary Bethesda as an attendee. Microsoft will seemingly have something to celebrate in August if the FTC clears the company's bid to buy Activision Blizzard in the U.S. Closing arguments were made last week, and now the industry is waiting and watching out for the judge to hand down a decision no matter what happens with the proposed merger. Microsoft has said it will press forward. Gamescom 2023 runs from August 23rd to 27, which is right before Starfield launches on September 6th. Whether or not the game will factor into Xbox's plans remains to be seen. I can't see them not having some stuff to show on the game right before it launches. Why not show a final trailer before the game is released to the freaking peeps, you know what I mean? Infinite has lost 98% of its peak player count. Keep in mind this is only on Steam, so Halo Infinite's average daily peak players on Steam is now around 2% of its all-time record according to Steam charts. These two numbers are around 6,000 and 256,000 respectively, demonstrate how Halo Infinite has struggled to maintain an audience in Steam. This observation was first posted on the Steam subreddit here, where it was quickly upvoted and reposted online. And now would be a good time to release that battle royale, but that's just me. Now they're working on it, but yeah, player retention has never been a good, unless you're like a hardcore Halo fan like me or some other people. Player retention has never been a really good thing with this title since launch. To be honest with you, it's not really all that surprising. As I said, I've been playing Halo for 10 years. So I'm a hardcore fan. I would buy any Halo game regardless of them being terrible or not. But that's just me. I don't know about anybody else. I prefer them not being terrible. Given the Halo is traditionally associated with Xbox, it's important to remember that these numbers are specific to Steam and not PC platform in general. Because there's another way you can get Halo Infinite through PC outside of Steam. No, the numbers on Xbox either. It's also worth noting that GamePass users aren't included in these figures still. This is an indicator that Halo Infinite isn't retaining players in the way many successful shooters do, such as Call of Duty, PUBG, or Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which are all in Steam charts top 10. So far we're in Season 4, so it's yet to be seen. Maybe when they get to Season 5, add campaign AI, firefight, some of those PvE modes, stuff like that. Maybe in Season 6, who knows, but hopefully it gets better. Because I love Halo. I've loved Halo ever since I played Halo 1 Combat Evolved in PC when my friend got me into it 10 years ago. 10 plus years ago. It's more than 10 years. Yeah. I don't like seeing my favorite game series done dirty like this. That's all I can say. Moving on. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake is reportedly coming. Pirate's life for me. I don't know why. The Skull and Bones, I don't know if they're expecting it to bomb when it comes out. So, let's make a Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake as if they need to do that. Because that game's already a frickin' masterpiece. But, hey, whatever. Ubisoft is leaning more and more into the pirate's life. It appears the company appears to be working on a remake for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and why, as I said. According to a report from Kotaku, the project is still in early development and will not be ready for a few years. The report also says that a team at Ubisoft Singapore will be heavily involved in ensuring the game is up to modern standards. And I don't know what modern standards means anymore. I don't know if they play in the microtransaction that's thing to the Kingdom Come or something. That's what modern standards means in my mind whenever I hear that. Not much is known about the upcoming remake, and it's unclear if Ubisoft will take inspiration from its recent titles such as Assassin's Creed Valhalla to include more RPG elements. Yeah, please don't. Also worth mentioning that this isn't the only pirate game Ubisoft is making. The studio has been working on Skull and Bones, and as I said, that one's not looking all too good since 2023, but since the game has been delayed multiple times and will now be released in 2024's fiscal year, despite the multiple delays, Ubisoft has announced a closed beta for Skull and Bones that'll run from August 25th to 28th. And at this point, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again, just play Sea of Thieves. If you're into the whole pirate scheme, you might as well, you know what I mean? It's a MMO, the graphics are gorgeous for its game type, you know, the water looks magnificent. I don't know, I feel like it's a better option at this point. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was released in 2023 on multiple platforms, including PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Wii U, Xbox 360, and Xbox One as well on Switch, Google Stadia. RIP. It's pretty funny. As the name suggests, you will play as a pirate turned assassin, and it is a favorite amongst the Assassin's Creed community. As I said, this game is a freaking masterpiece. Why remake it? Don't get me wrong, it's not that I have any problem with remakes, but it's kind of strange that they're deciding to remake this title out of all of them when they're currently working on Skull and Bones. It almost seems as if that they expect Skull and Bones to fail in some way, and I know they're leaning really heavily in Assassin's Creed now, so out of all titles, why this one? I don't know, that's suspicious to me on their end. But that's just me. Anyways, moving on. Assassin's Creed Mirage will have a history of Baghdad educational mode. Ubisoft has partnered with museums to implement its historically accurate mode. Ubisoft says this is an effort to bring players closer to history. The mode will be available for free when the game launches this fall. History of Baghdad offers historically accurate articles that players can read after discovering specific sites throughout the game, serving as a reward for exploration. These articles cover 5 topics, including economy, belief in daily life, government, art, science, and court life. Which, one of the things I really loved about Assassin's Creed, this as a series, is their history that goes into the games. Real life historical locations put in game, you know, you can basically, you live history in the game pretty much, to a certain degree, and it's always been that way. But anyways, the Assassin's Creed games are known for their educational features as Discovery Tour featured in Origins. This mode strips away all combat and gameplay, allowing players to focus on learning about ancient Egypt. Instead, in earlier entries, players could read entries into a database, which is why what I like the most. Rather than exploring via a separate mode, it seems Ubisoft is taking a similar approach. Thank God we're back to that. I don't think I ever looked at any of the lore in Origins, to be honest with you, or any of the historical stuff, because I honestly had no idea how the system worked to some degree. I don't know. I just kind of avoided it. But players can expect to read about many topics from Baghdad exports to bazaars and even camels as part of the history of Baghdad mode. The upcoming Assassin's Creed Mirage will be returned to the gameplay style of earlier games, and instead of featuring a massive open world RPG elements, Mirage will be more linear and will double down on stealth and parkour. Which, if it's anything like the older ones, it'll be great. I don't mind a little bit of open worldness, kind of like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was, and I just don't like the whole thing that they're doing recently. Just why? October 12th, guys. I might decide to get this when it comes out. It depends. There's so many games on my list that, we'll see. Gollums Studios Lord of the Rings game canceled. Dev no longer making all games at all. So, one game was enough to say, yeah, we're done. I don't know. Daedalic was developing another Lord of the Rings game, but it's been canceled. Daedalic Entertainment, the German developer behind the Lord of the Rings Gollum, is undergoing many changes following the poor reception to the game earlier this year. The studio has canceled a new Lord of the Rings game that was in development, and in fact, Daedalic will no longer be making games at all going forward. Daedalic will be a publisher only. The company said it has 8 promising releases set for release this financial year. Even though the Lord of the Rings Gollum did not live up to expectations we had for the game, we are very grateful for the opportunity and learning experience it brought us to the studio, said in a statement. As for the new Lord of the Rings game that is being canceled, Daedalic said only this is follow-up will be discontinued. It's unknown if this was a sequel to Gollum, a game focusing on different elements of Middle-earth. For the Daedalic management said it was hoping to explore a different part of the fantasy universe if it made another Lord of the Rings game. Yeah, I heard this one did really bad. Let's moving on. Pokemon Sleep sign-ups are live, and a new trailer teaches you how to sleep. I don't know. I know how to sleep, okay? I just slept in pretty late last night because I was playing Final Fantasy. Pokemon Sleep will be available for iOS and Androids later this year. Android users can pre-register for the app now via Google Play Store. And I honestly don't see a trailer. Do we have a release date? No. Well, just later this year, guys. Anyways, that's all for this video. Any news I don't get here, I'll post on my Twitter. There wasn't a lot this week, to be honest, to talk about. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.